Hey everybody, welcome back. We are getting ready to react to the Cecil Hotel, and neighbors are quite loud, so if you can hear them, if it is being picked up in the earbuds, I apologize in advance. The sound bar was picking up some stuff earlier, so we'll have to see. It's getting close to 11 though, so hopefully they die down soon. Purdy's in my lap. She lost her voice today, so we're hoping it's just temporary. She hasn't been doing well. I won't get a chance to take her to the vet until Tuesday. So we'll have to see. But every once in a while you'll probably see her ears or her nose. She's not quite coming up in view. I've got the camera up pretty high. So you might see her every once in a while, possibly, as usual. And the other kids are just roaming around. But we're getting ready to watch Hotel Cecil, the Cecil Hotel, the big long title, crime scene something or other. I think we're on episode 2, and we ended with the release of the videotape, and the videotape being starting to be analyzed by the web sleuths, who I'm amazed at all the different stuff that they can pick up and figure out and all that kind of stuff. So I'll be interested in seeing if they're able to help with this case or not. I do remember the case as far as I remember the video being released, and I watched the video. I remember it being weird and that kind of stuff, but I don't know how things end. So we're going to take a look and see what happens. I don't have my contacts in, so hopefully there's not a lot of writing.
And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do the interview, because I want the world to see
I was wondering.
who was actually really running. Really said that we had a problem. And I said, what do you mean?
A murder.
The video was originally released to the press as a message from law enforcement to ask the public for help in terms of finding this girl. She's a missing person at the time.
Which makes me think that they did find her dead based on how he worded
I was
that.
wondering.
Web sleuths are community of people online who live to solve crimes.
So what did they find out? The editing of this is really slow. I'm noticing that.
Video, he goes, I think she punched a bunch of them. And all of a sudden it's like, oh wow, this is interesting.
The pattern of the buttons? She pushed 5 buttons.
At first, people thought, like, it's just such bizarre behavior.
When you can't see anything in the reflections, so I'm not sure what information they're going to get.
One particular pinpoint in the spot.
A shadow?
Something
That was hers, wasn't it?
Was not wearing.
A lot of people think that there's another foot there.
It looks like her heel.
The hotel was sold for $26 million in 2007.
Wow.
Real big learning experience for me, I'll say that.
They expected her to change
treated it like a
things, and she
corporate
had
job.
no experience working with hotels?
And a lot of them live there 30, 40 years. They're not paying a whole lot of money.
80 tenants, and they have 700 rooms?
400 had to still remain monthly rentals for our tenants.
The Cecil and other hotels like
That's
it
interesting.
are a month, and in some cases, even years.
Okay.
They were both instantly killed. And death from above takes them out with no chance.
Crazy.
You might come flying out of there with no wings.
It's one
Crazy.
of these hotels.
Californians have
Richard
come to know him
Ramirez.
as the Night Stalker.
He's the sadistic
Interesting. So we just watched that series, if you guys watched that with me. So it's interesting that this is connected to it. Hopefully he's not the one who killed Elisa Lamb. We're going into a lot of detail about Ramirez, so that makes me think he's connected to this case. Maybe they're just going into all the detail to show just how complacent the hotel is for murderers.
We were able to kind of map out 3 separate floors within the Cecil.
I was going to say,
The building's
show us
15
the
stories without a 13th
floor plan.
So that's how it was divided.
And people didn't figure that out? So which floor was she on? Was she
So
in the
we started
Cecil, or
with
was she on the
cosmetic upgrades.
Stay on Main?
It was a different property altogether, with one exception.
It was in the same building.
And it made itself a place that yelled for someone like her. to come inside.
Kind of describing rose red. I smell fried chicken.
There's a few
I don't know
other
why I'm
interesting
smelling
things that
that.
people.
I haven't had any in a long time, so that might be why.
53 seconds just completely disappeared.
See, that's
What was on
amazing
that
to
missing
me.
footage?
Hey, sleepyhead.
Some people say it was a hotel employee.
But it's multiple
So it would
seconds.
have to
It's
be
not
someone
just
who
one
either had
spot
access
of
to it or
53
had
seconds.
control over the
So
people who had access to it.
I talked about there was seconds here, seconds here,
Something's
seconds
weird
there.
here.
I was struggling to sleep.
I have a
There
hard
was a
time
pocket,
sleeping
but it
in
was,
hotels
well, at
just
least it
because it's a
sounded like
strange
that.
place. Even when I sleep at Dad's, I
We
have a
noticed
hard
there
time
was a
sleeping.
smell.
Drink the water, but it did have a funny taste
I don't drink
to it.
hotel water. I always make sure I save
We
some of my drink
complained,
from dinner so I
and
can take my
moved.
meds.
Entonces dije yo, pues, ok, voy a averiguarle.
Please
Desde el
don't tell me
piso
it's a
3,
dead body. Is there a
me
body in one
imaginé
of
que
the
no había
tanks?
agua.
I'm starting to feel like we're watching How to Get Away with Murder.
Ahí cuando...
That's gross. The body wouldn't be that clean after 19
Como
days, by the
fantasma.
way. Call the police. Don't touch the body.
Before calling the police, I did call my mother and let her know that, that something bad had happened and to get ready.
Call the police first, then call your mom and say,
Next
don't
thing
be
you know,
surprised
it's
about the
Mopsy.
news.
According to the investigators, when officers arrived at the scene, the tank hatch was closed.
Well, the maintenance guy
When
probably
they
put
peered
everything
inside,
back the way he found it.
her clothes were found at the bottom of the tank.
That's what was clogging.
You don't just normally find people floating in water tanks on top of buildings in Los Angeles, especially naked ones.
I hope it's not common.
It's not making sense. We checked the roof.
Didn't look in the tanks, though. Here's like 4 minutes of credits. That would scar me for life, I think, if I found out I had been brushing my teeth or taking a shower with water that had decomposition, water of somebody who died, just soaking in it. Scarred for life. The babies are trying to kill a cricket. Speaking of murder. So, second episode, they found her. We still have 2 more episodes to go. So, apparently, they're going to find more information. Of course, we need to have the coroner's report and find out cause of death and if there were any drugs in her system, provided they hadn't been filtered and processed before she died. Ugh, that's all I can say. Ugh. Thank you for joining me on this one. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.